Olive oil extraction industries. The olive oil can be extracted by mechanical or chemical action of the fruit of the olive tree Olea europea. Olive oil cultivation was originated in the Middle East more than 5,000 years ago, spreading westwards along the Mediterranean basin. The most important varieties are Picual, which is a sour oil type with a strong woody flavor, and it is the most widespread in Spain. Other important varieties are Cornicabra, Hojiblanca and Arbequina, which is maybe the most appreciated by its flavor. We can distinguish two types of farms, extensive and intensive. Intensive systems produce a high yield but require a high investment due to the irrigation. Harvest can be machine-made or done by hands. Extensive systems are traditional in the south of Spain, and it is characterized by a lower yield and investment because no irrigation system is used. Harvest is often done in a traditional way. Spain possesses more than 2.5 million hectares of olive plantation with more than 300 million trees. Spain is the biggest producer of olive oil and represents 45% of the total world production and more than half of the EU production. 50% of the produced olive oil is exported and the rest is consumed in Spain. The olive oil is part of the tradition and culture, being one of the pillars of the typical Mediterranean diet. For that, Spain and Italy are the biggest consumers of this product in the EU. Processing the olives consists of several steps. First of all, the olives are cleaned and screened to remove leaves and branches before getting grinded in the mill. The aim of milling is to turn the olives into a homogeneous paste in order to facilitate oil extraction. To keep the oil essence, this process shouldn't be over 30 degrees Celsius. To separate the oil from the aqueous phase, which is called alpecin, and the solid phase, which is called oruja, a centrifugation system is used. The homogeneous paste is introduced in a horizontal cylinder that spins quickly. Without air inside and along the path of the cylinder, we manage the separation of the different densities of the oil, orujo and alpecin. The oil phase is brought to a closed deposit in a room with the optimal conditions. Ideal temperature, isolation and low light will maintain all the right oil properties for the consumer. But now all mills are built close to the olive production areas and as a consequence are in rural or semi-rural areas. This kind of construction tries to be as functional, hygienic and cheap as possible, also taking into account the environmental impact in the surroundings. The structure is surrounded by a concrete plot which functions as a loading and unloading zone. There are also scales to weigh the incoming olives, storing places for the residues and subproducts, staff parking, and the metallic fence around the property. Every storing place for organic matter should be waterproof to avoid polluting the environment. The factory consists of an industrial unit made of steel frame and sandwich panels in the cover that protect all the processing machines from weather. The industrial unit is divided into two different parts. One covered open area where the fruit is received, cleaned and screened, and an enclosed area with the systems designed to extract and mature the oil. Both parts have concrete floors in order to facilitate cleaning and give a solid support to the machinery. The walls of the enclosed area are built with prefabricated blocks in order to keep the stored oil in the correct temperature. The biggest construction necessity is to settle the storing area for the huge weight of the silos, the isolation needed to prevent climate or disorders, and the drains in case of leaks. I hope you found this video interesting and thanks for watching.